recording on this already, but I felt like I could do a little bit better, which actually puts. So I made a recording of this already, but thought I could do a little bit better, which actually brings me to the projects that I'm working on in terms of comics. I've been noticing more of how my thought process actually works when it comes to doing things. It seems to be that I will kind of just not rush through something, but kind of just take the step of something, focus on only that step, put it to a certain point, go back, and then retouch up, and then go back, and then and so on and so forth. Um, and it seems to work a lot for me. I'm hoping it works in terms of making videos as much as it does for making comics. So first off, if you enjoy anything that you see here, try to get more comfortable with saying it because I'm not comfortable with saying it, but I guess like and subscribe, hit the bell, something. I don't know. Uh, just tune into the videos because they will be a little bit more often, more than like one or two every other month. Only because I've been trying to figure out how to get this process going, and I finally figured it out. So I'm sitting here and I'm making a comic. I was making another one before this, and it's not related to this. The other one was like the magical night girl thing, which I'm still working on. I just need to. I did do that one from start to finish. I just got to retouch up on a few things because there's a lot of angles that I'm just not familiar with that I wanted to put in there. So I'm going to put that to the wayside to kind of figure that one out. But for this one is part of a series of one shots for comic based characters that I've been making for like the past over 8 years now. For some reason, this one just jumped out at me more than the others. I do have other comic drafts in the works for those others, but this one was the one where I kind of wanted to start and finish it in the past like 2 days. So basically, the story for this one, just to get you interested, is an archaeologist, scientist, whatever you would call this person. She comes, she comes to discover the oils of the eternal Greek fire, the fire that can never be put out, and being intercepted by a bunch of people who are like, quote unquote, protecting the fire or whatever. She accidentally gets lit ablaze and she becomes this herald of the goddess or the spirit of the Greek flame. Now, I don't have the full story. I'm more of a person that kind of does the thing where you put point A, point B, and then you insert all the sections in between afterwards. So kind of like animation where you'll make one, not a panel, what do you call it? One frame here and then another frame there, and it's two different actions, and in between those two different actions you just start adding more actions in between there to make the story a little bit more fluid. I've noticed that is how my brain works when it comes to making comic books. I tried to do it the Marvel way. The Marvel way doesn't work for me. I tried to do it other ways. Those ways don't work for me. So I essentially just write 4 bullet points, and with those 4 bullet points, in terms of making a one shot, because I'm just focusing on one shots for like maybe the next year or two, maybe, possibly, yeah, maybe for the next year or two. Every bullet point represents 5 pages, giving me a total of 20 pages maximum. I don't want to go any further than that. I want it to be like 20 pages that I work on for each comic, maybe even less. I might go through, reiterate it, and see if I can make the spotlight or one shots even more condensed and more story driven. But for the most part, that's this is good. I'm probably gonna leave the screen that I have up for this recording just because I want to have something on the screen to record while I do this in OBS. This screen right here is the story that I'm talking about. This is the page I kind of worked on in detail first because this was the point of the story that like I saw in my head the most. So instead of trying to be like, okay, I'm gonna work on the first page and the second page and the third page and then finally get to this page, I was like, no, I'm gonna get to this page because this is the page that like sets everything off for me. And then once I got that out of the way, it was like, okay, now I can focus on the other pages. I don't have to try and bulldoze my way to get to that page. So it feels nice. Now, one thing I will say is I don't really do handling that well. I still have to understand how to do that, but I also realized I'm not trying to make this a perfect story. So I have plenty of chances to redo this story over and over again once I figure out, better line work, better composition, better detailing, better so and so, even better paneling. So I was like, don't focus on all that super crazy detail because you'll spend another 8 years trying to figure this out. Just make the story compelling, and then see if people will pay attention to it. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for this. The end game is to have a compelling story that people will be interested in. I guess I could say there's other characters I want to do this for as well, but this one, like I said, spoke out to me the most in terms of getting it started. And I'm trying to figure out what else I need to say before I end the video because I don't think I have much of anything else. But if you've listened this far, just I don't know, let me know if you're interested in the story or if there's any questions you have about anything that I'm doing. Because I definitely will try to answer them. I need to get more involved with doing things with people or involved with getting people involved with my channel and doing stuff. I did this before with like trading cards and stuff, which I kind of am still trying to get done, but I'm kind of putting this to the wayside right now just to get this done. I really want to get this done. This is something that's been eating at me for a while, and I'm finally at a process where it's like, all right, I finally understand what I need to do in terms of my skill level. When my skill level gets better, I'll make the comic better. I'll revisit it and do that. But for right now, this is good. So if you have any questions or even critique, I'll take critiquing. If you have any questions or critique about this project or the projects that I'm going to do, you leave them in the comments. But as of now, I am going to probably take a rest. I've been working this for a good minute. I worked on this on a stream for about 3 hours and 50 minutes. I'll take a rest, move on to the next 5 pages, and then come back to give you more progress on that. And hopefully I can make this a weekly thing, like once a week. I figure out how I'm going to talk about this. There's going to be unedited. I used to try to edit my videos, but editing videos again left me with analysis paralysis. So if I can just focus on putting out the product first and then worrying about all the bells and whistles in terms of detailing and editing, it'll probably be a lot better than me struggling to make a 10-minute video every month, and then it's like the quality of a video that people put out daily. So with that, this video actually barely reaches 10 minutes, but with that, I don't really have anything else to say. I'm going to get started right after I take a rest, like I said, for the 3rd time now. But, let me know your thoughts down below, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.